Hi guys, welcome to a new episode of Figures, Games and Trains, and today we are looking at the Monday Night Wars Ultimate Edition of Rowdy Roddy Piper. Hot Rod himself. Yes! Now, if you've been on my videos in the past, probably last year actually, I actually got the Ultimate Edition of Roddy Piper with George Animal Steel. Now, obviously, that is the long-haired version. This is his WCW version, as it says on the box. This is his WCW version when he had his shorter hair, and, well, probably a lot later into his career, when you saw him back in WWE. So, we have got Rowdy Roddy Piper. Now, first thing I can see in this box, and I know that Jimmy Wrestling, a friend of mine on YouTube, absolutely hates, but it's got one of those jackets with the gaping holes. However, I actually must say, them holes actually don't look as big. So maybe Mattel have actually learnt the lesson from gaping holes. So let's have a look-see. Let's see what we can do with Rowdy Roddy. As my dad used to say, Rowdy Roddy Piper instead of Piper. So Rowdy Roddy Piper out of the box. As you can see, this is, to be fair, I would say this is actually a nicer and a better version than the Coliseum Classics version. Not mainly because of his, not so much the head, but I think the kilt actually looks better than the original Ultimate Edition with George the Animal Steel. It actually has a Velcro thing that goes right down here. The belt seems to be separate to the kilt. So yes, that can be taken off and the kilt come off. Obviously you've got his classic blue attire underneath that he used to always wear. I don't ever remember him wearing anything else, to be honest. So obviously with the Ultimate Editions, you just pull the arms out. And then obviously, Roddy Piper's jacket. Put that around the torso area. And let's have a look at how bad these gaping holes are. That must be that arm. They don't tend to clip. You don't tend to hear the sound. Certain ones you do, but certain ones you don't. I mean, that one clipped. So let's just... I think that one's actually already in. So, what I will say is, Jimmy Wrestling, they have improved the holes on the jackets. We no longer have sweaty armpit, well, not so much sweaty armpit. We no longer can see half of the body from the holes. They've actually sort of closed it up. You can still see a little tiny gap, but it's not as big as it was. So they've improved them. They've improved them, Jimmy. Yeah, they've improved them a lot. So obviously we got Roddy Piper. He has two different heads that you can change Roddy Piper with. You have one when he's doing his shouting, when he used to always start having a go at people, and then you've got one with a smile, which is the one I am actually going to choose for this point. of the video. I've noticed a lot, and that one did go down then, but I've noticed a lot in the last few figures that have had the changeable heads and everything. You're needing to push down a lot harder, and you don't really seem to get the click effect that you should do. And then when you try to move them side to side, they're very stiff. They're very stiff compared to what they used to be. Either that, or it's just you're not quite getting the ball in that hole bit precise enough, so it doesn't sort of move properly. It just sort of gets stuck, kind of thing. And I know people are going to be looking at me doing that, thinking to themselves, "What the hell is he doing?" But as you can see, Roddy Piper with his jacket on looks really, really good. Now, really, I should put one of his t-shirts on as well, because his during his WWE phase, during his WC, ow, ooh, that one went up my nail, you arsehole. During his WWE phase, I'll get it right in a minute. His I'm sorry. His WCW phase, he tended to wear his Icon or Reality t-shirt underneath. But that is the kind of thing that is how Rowdy Piper used to sort of come out the ring, come out the thing. He used to come out and sort of kind of thing. So I would actually probably leave those hands on the jacket at all times, because if you're like me and you have like in-ring presence and stuff like that, these hands would stay on the jacket, take off, and then put his in-ring arms on, and they would be the complete different set of hands. So yeah, with the rest of this, you get 2 t-shirts, or no, his Icon one is a vest top. You get a vest top, and from what I was saying in the previous video, this is one of the Ultimate style tops, where you have to shove it over the top. Same again with the Reality. So basically, take the arms out, take the jacket off a minute, just pull his kilt down a little bit. So if you were having the Reality vest top on, you would have to take it over the head, put it over the body, like so. Then obviously to make it really look like Rowdy Piper in his WCW days. Now that one clipped in. That one clipped in. They actually both clipped in this time. So that actually looks a lot more. Now it looks a lot better with the Reality shirt on, and looks more like Rowdy Piper. Really, really does look really, really good. I really love this figure. And obviously You can choose whether you can have the icon vest top on him. But again, this is another one of those cracking figures that I really, really like. That Mattel seem to be knocking out the park. This is probably, I would say, and I think it's because of the short hair look, I would say this is the best Rowdy Roddy Piper figure we have actually ever had. I mean, we've had many Roddy Pipers. I remember the, was it Toy Biz? Was it Toy Biz or Toy Wiz, something like that? That used to do WCW figures. I've actually got Roddy Piper in this exact outfit. From the Toy Biz or Toy Wiz, whatever they were, figures. And the face, obviously, back in them days, it was early 90s. The face wasn't brilliant, but you knew it was Roddy Piper. But this is basically, for me, this is like a remodel of that figure. And it looks absolutely amazing all around. And it looks really, really bob on. And I think the fact that the kilt is soft goods, and you got the t-shirt that's also soft goods, I think that really, really helps. The WCW Toy Biz figure had one of those rubber effect kilts, and to be honest with you, it was rather small, and the knee pads used to just clip on the front where the pegs go in on the knee joints. They used to just clip on, and I actually used to use them for Kurt Angle, because I had the finishing move series, or if it wasn't the finishing move series, there was another one. Oh, what were they called now? Oh, was it Fatal 4? I can't remember what they were called, but you get me drift. They had a finishing move series where they had Undertaker and Kane. They had Chris Jericho and Chris Benoit. Jeff and Matt Hardy. I think they had an Edge. Possibly Christian, but it could have been Edge and somebody else. Could have been Edge and Kurt Angle, actually. I got Kurt Angle with somebody else. I can't remember who it was. And it came with the red soft goods. And it never had knee pads on. So I always clipped the Roddy Piper knee pads onto it. Just to make it look a bit more like Kurt Angle. I'm very fussy in that respect. So yeah, so you get my drift and everything. We had the Roddy Piper and everything in the WCW Toy Biz, but this is actually bang on like that figure. It's exactly the same figure. I would say the hair actually looks more of a skinhead on the WCW Toy Biz. But the jacket, the details on the jacket here, I mean, you got the pockets with the zips, you got the strap on either side, and then on the sleeves you've got the zips on these bits. Absolute brilliant figure. They can't, I don't think they could have actually done anything better with this Roddy Piper figure. So yeah, this has to be one of my favourites. And I've already said that the Roman Reigns was one of my favourites, and there was somebody else after that I said was one of my favourites as well. I would put this in one of my top 10 of the Ultimate Editions, definitely. So on that note, we've looked at Rowdy Roddy Piper from the Monday Night Wars Ultimate Edition series, and until next time, I'm out.